I only say this because every time I want to say that I think I'd be a firebender or earthbender, everyone's like, no, you're a fucking waterbender.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing just now.
Shut up! I know! I cry too much to not be a waterbender. Hello, welcome to the AWKWARDCast.
Oh no,
it's a Just Us episode. Can you sense the vibe?
Apparently, yeah. I guess we already did the introduction now. And here's the thing.
I'm sorry.
I guess yeah, still a thing. I honor to do that. I can do still, even with the live thing. So, hi, YouTube, specifically you guys. I know you're watching because I see the numbers. I have no clue who you are. I know my chat guys right here. They talk to us. Hi, chat. They talk to us. We know who they are. We can put not necessarily faces, but we can put icons to them. Who are you who secretly watch the VODs? I have no clue. I don't think it's the same people. I don't know, guys. Are you also the ones who are watching the VOD afterwards? Because
are you?
There are more views on the VOD than live viewers. So there must be a silent group of people watching us regularly, and I have no clue who they are. Who are you? Pipe up.
I don't like talking to these VOD people because it almost feels like a children's show of like talking like, do you know where you are? Good. Like there's no response back.
No, there is. They can leave a comment and then it will be asynchronous. But we can then see the comment on our YouTube channel and be like, oh, you haven't commented in forever. It's cool that you're still here kind of thing. Or it's like,
gotcha.
Who are you? A completely new person. I've never been. Weird. When did we become popular with those kind of people?
Yeah,
but yeah, I have
no
clue.
Get popular with VODers. Gross.
Exactly.
So I have some friends who, because of like Marvel and DC stuff, we talk about a lot of comics, and we've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals, and there's X-Men characters in my Marvel Rivals. And my friend Gerber, God bless him, always says whenever they see like a Magneto or anything, being like, oh, those filthy muties are here. And I'm like, I know that this is not a real thing that can be slurred at, but it still feels wrong to say.
Well...
But that's what VODers sound like. Like, it just feels dirty. Even though it's an innocuous term for an innocuous thing. But if you say it with enough hate in your heart... But hello, everyone. Welcome. Happy Sunday. I am tired. I was up all night editing a video that was supposed to come out today. And then the person who wanted the video said, hey, we're putting it out tomorrow instead.
Well.
Not particularly happy about that. But the one plus side is that I got to watch a lot of shows while I was working.
That sounds like a plus side, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it because I do have like a small list of shows that I know that I can't really make people watch with me because they are like
acquired
small
taste.
Thing. I don't know if I would say acquired taste. It's just a thing where it's like it doesn't have, if to the surface level impression, it doesn't have that like standout factor that something like Invincible or something would have, where it's like, oh, we should watch this. It's just kind of a thing that exists, and I'm like, as an animation fan, I'll watch it. But to other people who are just like, do I dedicate my time without knowing anything about it? Probably not. Also, most of them are Disney shows, and everyone I know cannot enjoy a Disney thing without talking about how much they hate Disney while watching the thing.
I don't know who you might be referring to. That sounds like
even if it's a thing,
very...
even if it's a thing they like, like somehow sneaking in a hatred of Marvel and the Disney company while watching every time we're watching a Moon Girl episode.
That
Just as an
sounds very
example.
pity. That sounds very pity. I mean, I could
Even
not imagine that somebody does this. Also, somebody had discovered the heart button again.
is it distracting you?
It is distracting. I see the blip motion there. Blip where it doesn't belong.
Guys, stop.
Is it?
Guys, stop. It's like sensory videos to him.
Oh,
like
but
for
it
a
doesn't
baby.
pop on the stream. That's Aw, it used to pop on
So
the
it's-
stream as well. What happened to that?
It used to.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was
know.
actually funny.
Now it's just for you and you alone.
Yeah. Oh, and party is also happening, and hundreds, and hearts.
hundreds?
I now need to describe it because people can't see it anymore. Now it's mostly hearts again.
Chad,
Riveting
is this
content.
Better content than me talking about the shows that I was watching. Because
Hundreds.
I haven't even
hundreds.
said what I watched yet.
You said Moon Girl.
Moon Girl wasn't that. We have barely started watching the rest of the second season. We watched literally one episode of the new the half of the new season.
So
And
what
all
is
we
it
could
then?
say is, okay, well,
The
it
evil
was
Disney
two.
show.
It was two Disney shows, and technically one is a Pixar show.
Ah, wait.
Yes, it's Pixar's first like actual series that's not based off any of their movies.
Oh, so it's not even the Inside Out one that we talked
No.
about on the show before.
No. This is a completely original property.
Huh.
So it is a show called Win or Lose, and it's basic. So only 2 episodes are out. So this is a first impression. But it's about like this kids baseball team or softball team, and each episode is going to have a different member of the team or the adults surrounding the team, whether it be their parents or people who help with the baseball game, like their point of view of what life is like. And the whole setup is that it is all happening, coinciding each other a week before the championship game. And each episode ends with what happens at the championship game, bit by bit, from their point of view.
Oh, you are just reliving the glory days with the framing of Final Space Season 1?
No. Don't, stop. No. But like...
Tell me it's not the exact same mechanic, narratively
it's
speaking.
Not. It's not.
We have the point in the
a
future, which
little
is very
bit.
crucial and probably the season finale, and we keep jumping back to elements that eventually build up to that point in time.
It's a little bit like that, but it's a good format, so I can't complain.
I mean, I'm also not criticizing it. It's a pretty good. I mean, I remember how we were sitting when we watched Final Space for the first time.
We watched the first season like all at once because it was so like.
And having this literal countdown at the beginning or end of every.
It was at the
beginning of
It was
each
at the
episode.
beginning. Yeah, I do like. I will get back to Win or Lose. I love Final Space. I actually rewatched the 3rd season. I think it grew on me. As much as the executive meddling still bothers me, the highs were high. I know they couldn't put that narrative storytelling thing in the other 2 seasons, given how they were telling the story. But God, I wish they tried, because I really love that. But it wouldn't have worked, especially with season 2.
Yeah,
and especially with season 3.
But there is also the thing like, don't be.
It makes it less special, I assume.
Yeah, exactly. Because what I recalled from back in the day when I was still a very outspoken Young Justice fan. And I also made a video about this ages ago. Like, for the 2nd season of Young Justice, one element of the first season was that there's a little bit of mysteries of being unsure about the past of even the protagonists to each other, and you learned basically about their past as the rest of the group did when it got revealed to the group. So there was a little bit of mystery, of unsureness, of secrets that needed to be that got revealed. But it was also like those characters met each other for the first time, got to learn all of things. And for the second season, I had the feeling they tried to emulate that same feel, that there are mysteries to be discovered and have the audience as well as the characters be unsure of what's going on. But they created it by introducing a time gap, and the characters technically lived through it. And we had then so we as the viewers were basically the odd one out. It was not individual characters having secrets from the rest of the cast. It was just artificial, and it felt artificial compared to the true mystery and learning about things from the first season. But I guess back to win or lose.
But yes, so okay, to get the elephant out of the room, the art style is very stylized, and for some reason, people keep asking for stylized animation, and when they get it, they act like babies. The art style may not be to everyone's taste. It's very fun. Like, it's very bouncy and lively. Shut up. I don't care if you guys keep saying it looks like Duolingo. I don't fucking care. Stop crying. But no. One thing I really love about this show is that it is so overt with how we are seeing this from the perception of the person living it. Like, because it loves to manifest how the people are feeling. Like, you're essentially seeing their, like, imaginary friends, except these are not friends. Like, with this girl, Lori, all her anxiety is this little blob of sweat that talks to her, and no one else can see it. This is all in her head. But, like, it's very and, like, with the umpire guy who's, like, in the second episode, he's constantly viewing things as if he's shielding himself because he's so not good at making decisions, and it completely, like, ruins his life. And you see moments where it cuts back to reality, and the things that they're imagining is just not there. So it's very stark that this is all in their head. Which I really love. I really love. If Pixar does something really well, it's visualizing how something feels. And I also really love but I also really love, and you see it in these first two episodes at the championship game. The girl is up to bat. She's like, yeah, this is going to be great. And she gets hit by a giant baseball. At the end of the second episode, you see what actually happens. She just gets hit by a normal baseball in the head. Like, it's very much like you are inside of these kids and adults' heads. And I can't say this is a kid show because they get, like, it gets weirdly real. Like, because the girl in the first episode, she's the daughter of the coach who suffers from anxiety, who's constantly anxious that she's only on the team because she's the coach's kid. Her parents are divorced, and she constantly is kind of just reminded of that because it seems like no parent wants to budge on whose day it is with the person. Like, there's a scene where she's in the car and asking her dad, do you want to practice on Tuesday? And the dad's like, oh, that's your mom's night. Not even trying. And then she asked the mom if she wants to go to the softball game to watch her because they go to the championships, and she's like, no, but I'll think of you. And it's like, oh, this poor fucking kid. and yeah, I can fully believe that she has this giant sweat blob that's like, let's think about everything you've done wrong today. That's a lot of trauma. We should unpack that. I'm feeling bad. And the whole second episode is about this guy who's so, like, cannot, like, commit to things that he basically ruined his relationship and ruined a prospective relationship and just is constantly in this state of, like, guarding himself because he's afraid of getting hurt. And it's like, these are not kid show topics. But, I mean, Pixar is not exactly a kid genre thing, so... but I'm really enjoying it. And you don't need to be a baseball fan to enjoy the show, which was what I was worried about. I was like, is this going to be... No, it is as much of a sports show as a sports anime, in that it's not about sports at all. It's about the people playing them. So I actually would recommend this. It's a very cute show. And I think like it's a I mean, Pixar's been slowly getting back into the groove of things, and this is part of it. So, if you want to see Pixar doing what they do best, which is visualizing how you feel and don't want to admit, this is a good show for it. And new episodes come out every Wednesday, because they only have 2 episodes right now. I think there's going to be 8. So hey, another show that's doing the weekly episode release. We're getting back to normal, everyone.
Yeah. And how long is an episode?
Like 22 minutes.
Okay, so it's a really, truly regular-sized episode. Why am I being added?
It's just Yuri.
I know, but what is he trying to tell us?
Just getting your attention, I guess.
Hi, Yuri.
Did you watch Captain America?
No. But I watched enough videos about it to know that it is probably not worth your time or money or anything.
I feel bad.
Also, the thing is, we already talked in the chat, so I was like, why is he hi? Why is he welcoming me?
I feel bad for Anthony Mackie, Captain America.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, like, according to people, he is like, him and Harrison Ford are apparently the best parts of the movie. And it's like, I like Anthony Mackie's character. I like him as Captain America. I liked Captain America and the Winter Soldier show. Like, I just, man, God, they really decided to put this brand new Captain America on a very uphill battle that is post-Endgame Marvel.
Yeah. And apparently, from what I've heard, that this movie had a very detrimental amount of reshoots and edits, not to mention that the big twist of the entire movie became the primary object of the marketing. So, good job.
It wasn't reshoots. It was entirely just re-editing.
But
they were like,
not reshoots, but
we were like, we could edit around it.
But I believe it was not just reshoots, but they added an entire character after the fact, something like it. So they
I heard that they cut out characters.
Probably all of this happened to a certain degree, and all of it created a very underwhelming movie.
I also found out we were talking about Moon Girl earlier. So I found out that the reason that Anthony Mackie's Captain America had that cameo in that Moon Girl episode was because it was supposed to tie in, like, as a little, like, shout-out marketing tie-in to the movie, because the movie was supposed to come out around the time of that episode, which shows how long this movie has been delayed. Usually they were not, for the longest time, they were not allowed to show any Marvel characters, outside of like little jokes and things.
Like the what's her name? The Robin Scherbatsky character.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
What is this? Oh, this is Brave New World.
That is it. I mean, we kept talking about it a little bit, so I wanted to put up some stuff up here. Huh?
We may not be the best people to talk about it because we both have not seen the movie. It
doesn't stop us.
Look, it's not a thing that I don't want to see the movie because I don't think that these people can do a good job as these characters.
Yep, agreed.
Quite the contrary. I just don't think it's a good movie.
Yeah, I believe it's mostly writing that takes it down.
Yeah, it's just like... I mean, here's the one thing. I don't know. I mean, I guess put a spoiler thing up
for the movie we haven't even seen.
It's a thing about Eternals, so I don't think you'll care.
I personally
it took till this movie for them to acknowledge the giant. It took till this movie to acknowledge the giant that we have in Eternals that they just never talk about.
And apparently, since we have a spoiler tag up, so what apparently is this thing is, there it is in the background, look at it, that they're just mining it. So this baby Eternal, or whatever it is, or baby, what are those species called? Because the Eternals are actually the humanoids,
what,
right?
The Celestial?
Yeah, there's a hand, no?
The Celestial.
Yeah,
it's Tiamat, the Celestial.
Yeah, but apparently the entire thing is about mining the adamantium in its head. So this Celestial is now officially dead. This embryonic Celestial is dead. Oh, look, there's a... Yep, okay, yeah, it's in the trailer. It's completely displayed in the trailer, and you can even make out that it's Harrison Ford. Great job. The big surprise twist is right there to see. Glorious. Glorious.
It's just so, like, I mean, I'm going to give this 1+. The effects in this one from the trailer alone look a ton better than Quantumania, so maybe they're improving in one little aspect.
Wow.
Because, look, I guess you have to have good special effects if you're going to make a whole fucking Hulk. And I think a good amount of Anthony Mackie's suit is practical, so it's more visual effects around.
Oh wait,
the
we
suit.
are done with are we still spoiling?
No, there's no more spoilers.
Oh, okay. Whoop.
But it's just like, I mean, there's also just so much of new Marvel that annoys me, because it's like, given the fact that they are just like, hey, you know how we were establishing Kang and all these things? Not anymore. It's like, you set up like 3 movies about this guy.
But here's also a thing that I don't get necessarily. Have they ever heard of the word recasting?
They have! That's why Don Cheadle is here! Like, War Machine, and also the Hulk! Because the Hulk, because as much as people forget, the Incredible Hulk movie with Edward Norton is officially part of the MCU. Yeah. And Edward Norton just got plastic surgery and turned into Mark Ruffalo. Because sure, that's what you would want to do. Look, I understand why they didn't recast T'Challa, and narratively, moving the mantle onto Shuri is what they did in the comics anyways. Mm-hmm. That one is fine. If you don't want to replace that character, fine.
I mean, even isn't Ross, Harrison Ford's character, a recast in this very movie?
But it's just like, why is Kang the one that you're like, no, we're not putting a new actor there? It's like, first of all, most of your Kang appearances were not that big yet. I don't think anyone's going to miss the shitty guy that you hired first. So, like, you can recast him with anyone else. Put Terry Crews there. I wouldn't mind that. At least it would be interesting. And it's not like you just haven't put random famous people for no reason and they never appear again. I still want to know why Harry Styles was at the end of fucking Eternals. He hasn't come back. It's just like, it would be one thing if it was just an incidental character, or like even with the Harrison Ford's character and all this, fine. But it's the fact that this was supposed to be the next Thanos, which is a failing job to do anyways, because how do you go past Thanos?
Yeah, I mean, they probably want to have a more something bigger than a villain of the movie kind of thing. So they, but yeah, since Matthew just brought this up in chat, did Sonic 3 actually beat Mufasa in theaters?
No. Well, okay. Let's
for a moment, I was like, "Hey."
Mufasa did extremely well in international box office. Thank you, France. France was the highest box office internationally. Your neighbor did that.
I mean, in their defense, they are French, so they can't help it.
They can't help it.
They can't help it. I mean, yeah.
France, thank God. No, wait, hold on a second, Odie. Let me go to Box Office Mojo, because I checked. I'm pretty sure France is the highest international box office for Mufasa. Let's see, Mufasa, Lion King 2024. Yeah, France. I mean, domestic, we still got the most domestic. America brought in like $231 million. But France brought nearly $42 million. So you guys are still bad. I don't see Colombia in the top 10. Oh, there's Colombia. Colombia brought in $8 million. Oh, for Sonic. You didn't specify. We were talking about Mufasa.
I mean, it was Mufasa versus Sonic, but yeah, still.
Your mic is not picking you up.
What, me?
You kind of like crackle.
I'm crackling? I don't want to crackle.
When you go over a certain octave.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
Okay, here we are.
I already tried it now, man.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, here we are. Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Full worldwide revenue was $483 million. Good amount. Probably should have looked at the worldwide for Mufasa was $698 million. You can't beat a monolith, I suppose. But yeah, Box Office Mojo. Let's see what Odie's country brought in for Sonic. Let's see, Latin America. Colombia brought in $3.8 million for Sonic. Hooray. Germany brought in $10.5 million for Sonic. Good job, Germany. We were part of that box office revenue.
Yeah. We contributed.
But no, Mufasa beat Sonic. But that wasn't what we were talking about.
And yeah,
we were talking about Marvel.
Yeah. Sonic 3 was the one with Keanu, but I want to talk about Marvel.
I mean,
I am emotionally exhausted.
I know, but I like talking about my frustrations with Marvel. As a story maker, I just don't understand what they are doing. Because it seems like they want to set up the Young Avengers, right?
I don't know.
Why have we only got like one? Because we have America Chavez and Miss Marvel. Like, so we got two. I don't know what else they're setting up, and we're supposed to be having an Avengers movie next year. It doesn't feel like we've been setting up for an Avengers movie.
I mean, even if they even are, I mean, keep in mind that Feige went in and was like, oh, whoopsie, trying to milk this dead horse with a stick is maybe not producing good content. Whoopsie-doo, didn't see this coming. And then they did an alleged course correction, which might be the reason why the after credit scenes of the last few movies didn't pay off, why the Young Avengers are not followed up anymore.
Yeah, but also, I will not have Fantastic Four slander in the chat. Fantastic Four actually looks like it's going to be good and take place in a different universe or in the past. I am fine with either or. Like, I will not be hearing Fantastic Four slander. That one actually looks like there's heart put into it.
Until the movie comes out
hope.
And it's justified.
I want to have hope, damn it. We're going to be getting a good Superman and a good Fantastic Four movie. See, I am manifesting it.
Half of your statement, I'm with you. But there's only so much copium you can take before it becomes an overdose.
But the trailer looks so good. It actually looks good. And it's a period piece movie. And the Thing actually looks like the Thing.
But
Pedro Pascal,
but
my
no,
boy.
Yuri is calling that Superman will be bad. But James Gunn, our Lord and Savior.
There is nothing about Superman that Superman so far that looks like it's going to be bad. It has Krypto, and it has Nathan Fillion being the asshole Green Lantern. I don't know how this could be bad.
And James Gunn at the helm.
And James Gunn is the help.
And it's I don't know in which form, but we can assume that he finds a way to have his brother cameo somehow.
We're either going to get Weasel cameoing or G.I. Robot.
Or it turns out that Krypto is voiced by Sean Gunn.
That would be great.
See?
But Superman vs. Batman wasn't made by James Gunn.
Exactly. This was before...
Completely different team.
Yeah, exactly. James Gunn is resetting the DCEU. I'm not sure if anything of the of the Snyderverse is remaining canon.
I think the only thing is I think they're keeping Jason Momoa as Aquaman. Which I'm not complaining. He's like one of the good casting choices. But like that is a brain dead thing to compare a movie made by a completely separate team to be an indicator of this movie's quality. That's like me saying that I thought the Batman was going to be bad because of the Joel Schumacher movies.
Wait, is this also? I just found this on Google. I'm not sure if it is true. A live-action series Lanterns. The Superman Legacy is the one we talked about. Oh, Booster Gold is getting live-action. Oh, so many series. James, don't do the Disney thing. Focus on the movies, please. Except for Creature Commando. Creature Commando was good.
As we saw how long Peacemaker is taking, where it's not like these things are going to come out one after the other.
Yeah, but it's still the thing of like having to do homework on a different medium. I mean, maybe they do it in the right way, where it is complementary and not homework.
Oh, Jason Momoa's not Aquaman anymore. He's Lobo, which is even better.
Ooh, he looks like Lobo, doesn't he?
He was meant to be Lobo. It's the role he was born to play. Aquaman was just the training wheels. I mean, I'm just happy we get a fucking Lobo movie. Hell yeah. But like, oh, and James Gunn said, we're only greenlighting projects with finished scripts. Which should be the standard, by the way.
Which is probably the thing that caused...
Which is why DC things have been better than Marvel things so far.
But I assume not releasing or producing something without, or greenlighting something without a finished script is probably what led to the disjointed storytelling between WandaVision and Multiverse of Madness.
Yep. They told them that, I think they told like the multiverse people they weren't allowed to watch WandaVision. I know.
I mean, the story that I had heard was that it was literally not produced by the time they started working on Multiverse of Madness, and therefore they literally couldn't know what happened.
Yeah. So what have you been watching recently? Not Marvel things.
Definitely not. Watching recently, I believe I already talked about Apothecary Diary, second season, still going well. I don't know how much I have continued. I talked about Shy last week, right?
Should we say our first impressions of Neighborhood Spider-Man?
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
And not MCU. For anybody
it's not MCU. Distinctly.
Who is as petty as I about it. It's not MCU. You can watch it without breaking your MCU embargo.
Yeah, let me tell you, it was very fun watching it with this man and him seeing Doctor Strange come through a portal and be like, is that him? No, this is a different one, guy. Is it so? No, it's on Disney Plus, but it's not MCU. It's like
theoretically, because of multiverse, they could include anything they want to, but so far it isn't.
True.
So far it isn't.
Right now, it is an alternate universe where a lot of things are different. It's not just one little change. Like, Uncle Ben is dead before Peter becomes Spider-Man. This is not a spoiler. It's talked about in the first 5 minutes of the episode. That, like, Peter Spider comes from a different dimension. So, I'm just saying, if they don't end this season without them acknowledging the fact that there's technically a radioactive spider just somewhere in the universe who hasn't bitten a teenager yet. And then, like, I don't know what direction it's going, but it seems like Norman Osborn is going to be the Tony Stark mentor of this one. I'm just saying because in the episode they emulate Stark being at Peter's house
from
but with Norman.
Civil War.
Yes, from Civil War. So it seems like it lines up. That you don't do a coincidence like that in animation. Because it is an animated show.
Unless it's just meant as a wink to the people.
Yeah. Also, there's no Mary Jane in this show so far.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. We have only watched how many episodes? 1? 2? 1.
We've only watched 1.
So it's a very, very first impression.
But it definitely caught our attention.
Oh yeah. So far,
we will be watching more of it. But no, it's good. I hate the fact that we can complain so much about Marvel, but then there are those little offshoots like this and Moon Girl, and for me, Marvel Rivals, where it's like, you can make good products. You can make good creations. They just don't need to be connected to the fucking cinematic universe. Wow, I didn't know it was that easy.
Yeah, but no, watching wise, not too much. I mean,
what about gaming wise, you could talk about Deep Rock Galactic.
What do you think my media is I have prepared?
I know you too well.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of my recent highlights, unless I want to talk about a game about digging a hole. Or did I already talk about a game about the game about digging a hole?
No, you have not talked about the game about digging a hole. I just have heard a lot about a
game about digging a hole.
Yes.
I mean, it is a game about digging a hole, very similar to this one. Even so, technically, this one is not about digging holes.
I would think.
Yeah, technically, depending on how competent or incompetent you are. But no, the thing is, like, in Deep Rock Galactic, you are actually not digging so much and more mining. So occasionally you have to dig a little bit to get to a new area, but no, it's mostly mining.
It's mostly mining, a little bit of drilling, a lot of complaining that you don't know how did you loop around for the 5th time, and it's like,
oh yeah,
where did we miss?
Yeah, they were grinding. The good grinding on the pipes.
This is a fun game. We have been playing this.
So it's even being played in this very room right now as we speak, because the hype is real and people are very much into it. No, but it's a fun game. It's it allows itself to be a little bit more chaotic. So it's not highly polished, which I dare to say is working in its favor. But it is still polished on smaller elements where it's necessary. Like a small thing that I just noticed, because I also played a game about digging a hole in which this is not the case. If in Deep Rock Galactic there's a big crystal and you hammer away the base of the crystal, what would you expect in reality when you hammer out the supporting?
The whole thing falls down.
Exactly, and this is exactly what happens in Deep Rock Galactic. While in a game about digging a hole, there are then, if you don't perfectly mine out your hole and there is a pixel hovering in the air, then it remains there forever until you then maybe find it and dig it away. But it can just and you can still
time
land.
For a thumbs down review on Steam.
For this €5 just for fun game.
Rock.
Exactly.
Yeah, unrealistic rock.
Yeah, immersion broken, pun intended. Because I broke my legs when I landed on that pixel and it killed me. No,
Because a pixel killed my grandma, okay?
if my grandma was my legs. But no, Deep Rock Galactic is, as you can probably also tell, it's a cooperative game. One of the good old four-player cooperative games, or up to 4-player. Has a very good single-player mode, where if you don't have friends, you have a little robot that you can go and mining with, and actually
a little drone friend.
little guy, and
Just a little guy.
little guy, and yeah, they as you potentially saw during the trailer, no, they allowed themselves to go a little bit like shabby on the graphics. Like, let's say they didn't go in for the polish, but it perfectly fits the tone because you are a bunch of rough, tough space mining dwarfs. So
I like it. I think it's very stylistic, which I
Yes.
think is missing in a lot of games these days, where it's like, because it's not like a low poly kind of stylistic, which is a thing that's been very popular in game design recently. No, it's very low budget arcane style is what I would say, because it does kind of have that like painterly look, like where it just kind of looks a little bit rough, but like
Yeah.
artistically rough.
yeah, but it fits because you play a bunch of rough guys. So
Little rough dwarves that drink and say, "Save me, bastard."
yeah, exactly. Also, it has a nice thing of humor. A nice brand of humor, like the lines that the dwarves keep dropping, and they produced a bunch of them, probably because to keep it from being too repetitive. Also, their mission control guy is also has lines for you when you are in your hub and dancing and drinking too much or playing video games within the video game too much. You mission command pipes in through the intercom and it's like, you are not getting paid by the hour.
Who would be too obsessed playing a mini game within the video game?
Actually, not me.
I'm not looking at you.
Yeah.
I'm hiding my own face.
Oh,
and
I
shit.
see. So
I don't want to admit how much I've played a Flappy Bird. Like everyone else will be around the actual like what do you call it, terminal to select a game mode and stuff. Meanwhile, I'm playing Flappy Bird in the corner. And
you mean Jet Boot?
and
Jetty Boot?
it's
or
Flappy
whatever?
Bird. It's Flappy Bird.
I have no
It's
idea.
Jet
what you mean.
Boot, but it's
Jetty
Flappy
Boot.
Bird. Doesn't shock me in the slightest.
Yeah.
Shut up! Shut up! I'm on the leaderboards and they're not.
At least in my lobby, now in the lobbies of other people, or your own lobby, unless you have played in your own lobby and you have
Don't
played
look
in your
at
own
me.
lobby. Oh no, you
Don't look at me.
Oh no.
I have not done a solo mission, but I have played Flappy Bird alone in my own. Don't shake! Shut up! Shut up! Don't be quiet.
I'm pretty sure there are people who are just logging into Stardew Valley to play the Prairie King.
I mean, there's people who log into Stardew Valley just to give the person they're pursuing their coffee and gifts and not maintaining their farm. I don't know who that person is, but you know.
But you need to produce a coffee, don't you?
No, you could just buy it.
But where's the money coming from if you don't maintain the farm?
The mines.
Oh, I guess that works.
I crave the mines no matter where I go. But this game is really fun. I do have
Yes.
to give one warning.
Oh.
This is a game where if you're playing in a group, and this is not an offense to the people you're playing with, it's the sheer fact of being in a group in a game like this.
A very chaotic and wild game.
If you are someone who gets easily overstimulated, this is not a game you play for a long period of time with people. I get tired after playing this game with the group that we play with. And it's like, I have fun. I don't regret it. but I have energy after playing Phasmophobia. I don't have energy after playing Deep Rock Galactic, because it is noise upon noise upon noise.
Colors, flickering, glowy things, dark, bright. If your teammates aren't shouting,
sounds,
the characters
bugs.
are shouting. Yes, all of that.
It is a lot, and it's that kind of thing where it's like you sit in the hub world for a second and you're like, Jesus Christ, okay. And then everyone's like, next round. It's like,
Rock and
stone.
Here
we go. But no, it's really fun.
Yeah, so, but this is a very good disclaimer to be like, hey guys, what I probably can recommend in that regards then is if you play single player and don't dial up the difficulty too much, and you have your little very patient, silent robot companion who even protects your back against monsters. I mean, on the one hand, I got the I like it down here achievement. Play one mission for over an hour. Like, I took my time.
Oh, okay, but I get judged for Flappy Bird.
No, I played the primary game. I just was very meticulous about going through there, exploring, being very like, nah. That's when I don't have a team to get my ass into motion.
If something has an achievement, I feel like at that point you need to question if it's a compliment or insult.
Yeah, I was like, when this achievement popped, I was like, what's that achievement? I'm looking at, I was in there for an hour. Oh my god.
That's like the achievement in TF2. It's like for getting backstabbed as a sniper by spies. It's like, this is not an achievement. This is just not being lucky, and you're just acknowledging it.
But, I mean, yeah. But then again, I today also got told, I haven't gotten it or explored it yet, but apparently there is also, and this might be tempting to you, there is an achievement in Deep Rock Galactic for just dancing for an hour on the dance floor.
I have an idea for a stream that we should do.
Oh, no. I mean... We have done AWKWARDCast. We have done AWKWARDCast before, where we shared gameplay in the thingy up there.
That's the next Just Us episode. Is just us dancing in the lobby, and then we just do the podcast episode while we're doing it. Oh, that's great. That's great. But no, it is a good game. Do you want to talk about digging a game a hole?
A game about digging a hole.
A hole about digging a game.
Yeah. Wait. Let me do it the right way.
While we're in digging mode, do you also want to talk about the game Dig Dug?
I also played a little bit more of. Ironically, this was. So I believe earlier today I played the game about digging a hole.
Yes.
I still have one more achievement, beating the game in half an hour, which is like an achievement, especially if you are unlucky and get a world that is seeded in a way that is not beneficial for that goal. It can actually mean.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I love this achievement for the fact that I know when Denim is trying to achieve this achievement.
Yes.
Because I think I even asked, like, I don't know, it was during a TV time or something. I was like, hey, so, like, does she just keep leaving the game? Because, like, every time I'm on my computer, because I see the Steam notifications of blank is playing this. It's like, I just see her popping up with the fucking whole game. And it got explained to me that is, like, just the speed running attempt thing for that achievement.
Because...
And I'm like...
Yeah, because this game doesn't have a go back to the menu to reload ability. It has a game save ability, but in order to load your save game, you need to exit the game and reload the game because there is no go back to the main menu option.
Y'all need to figure out the magical thing of going invisible on Steam so you don't constantly pop up with your digging a hole attempts of just like, oh cool, Denim's playing game about digging a hole. Oh cool, Denim's playing a game about digging a hole. I can tell when the attempt was bad. because by just the frequency of the name. Don't apologize. It's funny. I revel in the chances to find reasons to bully people.
I mean,
Usually it's the other way around.
I mean, it was earlier also interesting when I tried to do my attempt about speedrunning it. Multiple attempts, actually. And Denim was also pointing out, I could tell how far you were along in the attempt of digging by the speed with which you were clicking. Because when I started clicking slower, I got the upgraded shovel that is actually a larger area than, well, that mini thing up there. Because, the bigger the shovel, the more bigger the area, and then you don't click like click, 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 click. You're more like click, click, click. And apparently there was an audible difference depending on how far I was along in the game. Also, there's a jetpack in this game for reasons.
That's,
For $5 you can fly a jetpack. And dig a hole.
I see games like this, like digging a hole and stuff like this, and I'm just like, slowly but surely, I am going to see my friends get into Minecraft. The people who denied it, and then they're gonna play these games. And slowly, they are going to realize they like the mechanics of Minecraft, and they're like, oh wait, all these mechanics are in one game? Maybe I'll try it. And then I'll finally have people to play Minecraft with. But I will probably have to wait 20 years. And by this point, computers won't exist and we'll all have hollow brains. But I will wait.
But a fun thing that Denim also noticed. So I played digging a hole, doing a little bit of a speedrun attempt. Still haven't got my final achievement. So you guys... try to beat me. Get the final achievement before me. And then send me the screenshots of you having the achievement on Blue Sky. Let's get the whole social media involved.
Now I kind of want to get the game just so I can get the achievement before you.
Ooh, I see how it is. But yeah,
the person who's been the biggest hater of this game for no reason.
But no, so I tried my attempt on this one. Then recently a lot of Deep Rock Galactic. So I played a little bit of a different thing earlier, and Denim comes by, looks like that is Dome. You're playing Dome Keeper. Isn't this also about digging a hole?
It's all holes. It's all mining. Play Minecraft.
Also, yeah.
I just want to answer the question. Are there eldritch horrors in Minecraft? There's literal hell. What do you mean are there eldritch horrors? There's giant fucking jellyfish that shoot bombs at you and living rods of fire. The end goal of the game is to beat a fucking dragon in the nether realm. Yes, there's eldritch horrors.
Mm-hmm.
Hell isn't the same as elder gods. Well, there's an ender god.
Right, gonna put Jack's Septicai's Let's Play in there. If you want to get the game yourself and play it yourself, don't watch it because there is an end to the game. Mm-hmm. It's not a bottomless hole. There is something at the bottom of the hole.
I was skimming through the video when Max linked it to me during a TV time, and you were like, "No, don't go to the end."
Exactly. So there is a true ending. So to experience. And it's better experienced, I guess, by yourself. Unless you have really no attempt in getting it yourself, then watch Jack's video. If you get... if throughout watching his video, you start feeling the urge to dig, then stop the video, bookmark it for later, get the game, play the game, and then finish.
If you feel the urge...
Exactly, to dig a hole.
Get your fix...
Exactly, your whole digging thing. Unless you have friends, then just get Deep Rock Galactic and play that instead. Or
Game of digging.
They are very different.
Game for digging a hole for introverts and people with no friends. Deep Rock Galactic for extroverts, and if you have friends, or if you don't have friends,
then there is
or
still
if you're just an
Dome Keeper.
introvert.
Or if the third dimension is too much for you to handle, there is Dome Keeper, which is 2-dimensional.
For the understimulated, there's Dome Keeper. Okay, I have one more media to talk about quickly, and then we can get to questions.
Yeah.
Just a quick thing, because this was a thing that has taken up my mind the past week. So, to all 5 people who care.
Oh.
So, I have gotten really back into SNL, and I am not sorry. And SNL 50 was like this past week, the 50th anniversary special. It's on Peacock. And God, it was good. I mean, there were some things where I'm like, why didn't you have this? Mainly, they had Mike Myers there, but they didn't do a Wayne's World sketch, which is like, I don't know why you didn't. Oh, well, I did find out why they didn't. It's because Dana Carvey had bird flu. Because, of course. I want to believe that they changed the character Mike Myers played, that it was going to be a Wayne's World sketch. And then they were like, oh, Dana has bird flu. Well, shit. We're going to change that. But no, it was really good. The weirdest part was Lil Wayne. He fit not well. Every other musical performance was like country and like rock music. And then you just have Lil Wayne. I don't know why you're here, bud. But everything else was good. Eddie Murphy is still as funny as ever. Same with Will Ferrell. Andy Samberg, please just go back to making Lonely Island. The digital short was one of the funniest parts of the entire special. And it just made me miss Lonely Island. But no, it was really good. And then, to me, the highlight of the show was Adam Sandler's song, which I know to people who don't know that Adam Sandler actually has a talented emotional side is probably very weirded out by the statement. But it is genuinely like one of the most heartfelt things I have ever heard Adam Sandler do. And it's him singing about being on SNL. And it was very sweet. They should have ended the show with it, honestly. It felt like something that should have ended the show.
They did weird choices. So they started the show off with a very calm, low beat.
Yeah, with Paul Simon and Sabrina Carpenter being like this very nice. It was a nice song, but it was like slow and somber.
Yeah.
Like we were waiting for the show to die.
And they literally ended the show on Debbie Downer.
Yeah, actually, no. I found out we missed a short. We missed a short that had Eddie Murphy and Will Ferrell in it, which makes me sad. So we will. That is something we missed. Apparently, they also ended the show with Paul McCartney. I was like, when does Paul come in? They announced him at the beginning. Where is Paul? I missed that. We were also playing with fire because TV Time has a limited amount of time, and that is a 2.5-hour special with ads. But no, yeah, the one of the last shorts was Debbie Downer with Robert De Niro, which is really funny. But like, yeah, they started with such a calm opening number, and then like moved straight into a Domingo sketch with Pedro Pascal, which was so funny. There was a lot of them where I'm like. A lot of modern sketches where I'm like, this feels interesting to have it now for your 50th anniversary. But I guess you have to have a balance of classic things and modern things for people to know. One of my favorite bits, though, was that they did like an in memoriam to sketches that didn't age well. The amount of things where they were like, questionable makeup and it was just a bunch of blurred faces. Yeah. Also, the fact that, and I didn't know this, that fucking Chevy Chase just said the N-word on SNL. I mean, he said it to Richard Pryor, who probably told him to say it. But that's still just a thing of, oh my god. I did not know that happened. That was before my time. But no, it was like there were weird choices, but overall, it was fun. I mean, but now I've been just on a thing of like linking people different SNL sketches, and I want everyone to bully Max because he doesn't like Pongo. Pongo is a good boy. He is neither alive nor dead. He just is.
I mean, I'm not alone in it. Mom agreed with me.
What's a Pongo? A Pongo is a great thing. He's just a guy. Pongo is just a guy. Educate yourselves, people. Look up Pongo SNL.
I can put it in the description.
You can put it in the description.
Yeah, Pongo is now on the description
he's a good guy.
for you VOD viewers.
For you VOD people.
There they are. If any VOD people are still here, I mean, we get the views, but do they watch all the way through? I wonder.
I mean, you have the analytics. You could actually see where they drop off.
Or I could do a lot easier thing. Okay, VOD viewers, if you are still here and watching, post in the comments, Pongo is love, Pongo is life.
Given the origin of that meme, I don't want it to be associated with Pongo.
Suddenly!
You're sullying Pongo!
I'm sullying Pongo. It's not like I'm sullying Shrek, huh?
Well, Shrek was sullied a long time ago. He kind of came pre-sullied. Like, you know.
Because of Shrek 3?
Looks up Pongo. What the fuck is the orange thing? It's Pongo! Come on! Pongo! Oh, and Magical Dude, you'll be happy. There is a Black Jeopardy in SNL 50. It's great. And it has Eddie Murphy impersonating Tracy Morgan right next to Tracy Morgan. But yes. Onwards to, well, I mean, I guess shouting out the fan art.
Oh yeah, shout out the fan art.
This was apparently put in my server, and I wasn't tagged, and I didn't see it until now. And now I feel bad. But
what
yes.
Can I say except you're welcome? Oh, it has been in your server for a month.
Thank you. It's been in my. Why didn't they link this to me? This is my friend. They could have just sent this to me in a DM.
Well,
why? And they've not put it on any socials or tagged me. Why? Don't think I'm observant.
No, just got secretly posted at the end of January in your server.
It's been there for a month?
Yep.
No one told me!
I did, just now.
Well, thank you, I guess. You're doing the job that Quill didn't. But no, you know what? I don't know the context of this photo. Why is Kinger staring at me?
It actually comes with a caption.
Oh, what's the caption?
Hey, I can't do a good Kinger voice, so just imagine this is a Kinger voice.
I'll imagine Kinger, yes.
Hey, do you happen to have the Big Dipper in there? Or perhaps Pisces? There's just so many stars in there.
I'm sure if Kinger actually did say that, that would be charming. But it's coming from you, it's violently upsetting. But no, I do love that. That it is a very cute fan art. Thank you, Quill. I will never say no to fan art of my cosmonaut. But onwards to the Q's and A's and A's and Q's.
Yay!
Do we have any on the blue?
We sure do. First of all, we have Leon Shields, unless this is a renamed person, that is a new questionnaire on the Blue Skies.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh
so,
boy.
Leon Shields SFW, which implies there is an NSFW somewhere out there.
Where are you, naughty Leon?
I know, right? God, it's been so long since I last asked a question. Probably still in the old place. In your many years of friendship, in your many years of friendship, how have you managed to stay together so solidly as friends? Is it that I'm like peanut butter and she's like jam in my PB and J sandwich?
I he
I
just
mean,
never
first of all, shared custody for the podcast. I mean, nah, who would go? Who would the podcast live with if we would split? No, we can't.
Yeah.
We can't put the podcast through that. I guess then. I can't say shared disdain for certain shows because we have the weird thing where one of us likes a show and the other one disdains it, and we still keep watching it together for reasons that is weird. Ladybug.
You just need to pick out a show that is that to me, and then at least it will have.
We had a show that I remember vividly
what was it?
There was a TV time where we even talked on Awkward afterwards about it, how it was basically first you insisting on watching Ladybugs to see me suffer, and then we immediately fought back by me being like, oh yeah, now we watched an episode of this, and you were suffering.
What was it?
I wonder too. Wait,
do I have it on our do I have it on our TV time sheet?
It should be. It should be on the sheet as a finished show.
I do keep a sheet of all the shows we watch, and I've made a tier list.
Yeah, I mean, just like Ladybug, it's a show where we both agree that it's technically not good, but I was able to enjoy it mostly because I enjoyed your suffering. Because I'm a sadist, for people who are not aware.
It wasn't Therma Roma, right? I feel like we both got a level.
Eventually we got into it.
Yeah, eventually we kind of were like, wait, this kind of hits.
It might have been Therma Roma.
No, you know what?
Oh.
I remember how we can know this. We need to pull up your old script for you talking about the different animation you watched in the year, because I think you had a section that literally mentions the fact that I hate the show, that I didn't like it.
I did this. Yes, this is another script of
Thank
a video.
God we document all our thoughts.
Yeah. Another video that will literally 2023. In animation I watched. So just for people to know, there is an 8,000 word long unfinished script, 14 pages, for a potential video that never will see the light of day. Definitely not the Dragon Prince. My Adventures with Superman we both love.
I mean, you could control F and just type in my name and see if it comes up.
That is a fair point. Was it maybe Harley Quinn season 4?
It may have been Harley Quinn season 4.
Because you so vividly hated.
Oh, well, I mean, that season was ass. Oh, yeah. And you really enjoyed me being upset at that season.
I am not sure I would have enjoyed watching this season as much as I did if I wouldn't have shared my suffering with Keyframe. Her absolute misery gave me life and carried me forward. Before you declare me a horrible person, as correct as you would be, just let me tell you that she was doing the same to me with a different show. But we'll get to that one later. And that one would be Ladybug somewhere down the lines. Yeah.
So what we just need to do is find another show that you can reflect the disdain on. But as you can see, to answer your question, Leon, how do we maintain this connection? Is just mutual torture.
Yes.
Mutual torture for 11 years next month. That's the advice from your good old Aunt Key and Uncle Max. Mutual torture. Yeehaw! All right.
A Dizzlecord question.
All right, so let's see. From Magical Dude. Ask Awkwards. Kind of a low stakes question. Good, we are low stakes people. Would you rather spend a week in the world of Super Mario or in the world of Sonic? The video game worlds, otherwise you'll cheat and say Sonic, as that's a reverse isekai. So, but it's an isekai either way if we're going into the world of the video games. Unless you're saying that Sonic is isekaiing into our world, but either way, the world of Sonic or the world of Mario. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, technically, that already starts with a little bit of a tricky one because the world of Mario, depending on which game you play, is very different.
yeah, are we talking about like NES Mario? Are we talking about like Super Mario Sunshine or Mario Galaxy?
But I mean, like
the Mario where
general...
Mario can control us with a hat.
Yeah, but I mean, like there's still ongoing themes in the world, so there's a certain idea of it, and I think we can work with that. And then of course Sonic, as much as I know Sonic World, I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot of loop-de-loops.
I have seen the Green
There's
Hill
a
Zone
non-zero chance that you're gonna be driving down the highway and there's just a fucking rat that runs by you.
Rings are hovering everywhere, but I mean, in Mario it's a coin, so it's currency just lying around in the world for picking up is kind of
inflation must be insane.
But you can literally buy life with money.
True. There's also the non-zero chance that you'll step on a flower and suddenly gain the power to throw fireballs.
That's true.
But also there's living chestnuts and turtles with spikes.
Mm-hmm.
But then in Sonic, there's just robots that are shooting you.
Exactly. Yeah. So and it turns out that most of those robots have enslaved little critters in them. So.
Yeah, so,
Okay, so which one would we
this world became slowly less low stakes as we are getting into the logic of it.
Both worlds feature humans, so it is in both worlds it's possible for humans to survive. I mean, in Mario, obviously Mario himself is just a plumber down his luck. Or down a drain.
I don't want to pick the Mario world anymore because Darren said I could become bigger with a mushroom, and I'm not going to stand for short jokes.
Well, I guess then your answer is Sonic, because there you would be the tallest among all those.
Yeah, if everyone's 3 feet tall, I'm a fucking giant.
You don't even need to go inhale some shrooms.
Exactly. The only person taller than me would be Robotnik, and I mean, like, I'm at least prettier than him.
I mean,
because we're talking about video game Robotnik, not Jim Carrey. So.
But yeah, so this is your final answer?
Yes, I'm going to be in the Sonic world.
Primarily because you will be bigger than others.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, but here's the thing. Here, in the Sonic world, everybody will be faster than you. And I don't like that. I don't want to have those colorful little critters run by me and be super fast. While, as you pointed out, in the other world, there is all kind of stuff to get high on. Like you just pick up a leaf and suddenly you believe you can fly, and you have you can go partial furry, like it's partial fursuits basically.
You're basically wearing a onesie, like a little like Kimaguri, and then you're. I mean, like, the invincibility star is just ecstasy.
Basically,
I assume I've never taken it.
Yeah, no, but no, I would probably go with the Mario world. Also, if in the Mario universe you pick up a hot chick at the end of the game, it's like, okay, those are two humans getting like into it. In the Sonic world, it's a human getting frisky with a blue hedgehog thing. I don't know. One of them is.
I mean, you could go with the bat. You could go with Rouge.
Nah, then Knuckles would beat me up. I'm afraid of Knuckles. He sounds like Idris Elba. True.
And sadly, Sally Acorn is not in, or Bunny Rabbit is not in any of the video games. Sigh.
But yeah, we figured that one out.
There you go.
So,
do another blue?
While we're on the Would You Rather train from J-Rock. Would you rather eat 15 feet of aluminum foil? Yeah, that's a death sentence right there. Or swallow 6 steel guitar strings?
Both of these.
Yeah.
I mean, at least this one actually is like, okay, what's the lesser of two evils here?
Okay. I know my answer.
Okay. I just felt my fillings hurt thinking about eating aluminum foil.
Here's the thing. I would go for the 15 feet of aluminum foil because I would eat them directly off of the heads of conspiracy theorists, and therefore they have to accept reality. I take one for the team. There's a lot happening in your face.
I just feel like they would be like, I feel like if a random man just started eating things off of your head, I feel like that would confirm some conspiracies that they have. I mean, the guitar strings, I could probably eat them like spaghetti. I feel like that would just be an easier thing to just kind of swallow up and not have to chew, because it's the chewing thing. Tinfoil is already a sensory nightmare. Ripping tinfoil, crumpling it, like it's just icky. Don't like it. Don't endorse it. And I have bitten into my share of tinfoil in my life. I was a child who was too impatient to unwrap gum and faced the consequences of that little electric feeling when a piece of metal hits a metal molar. So I don't want to experience that as an almost 30-year-old lady. So I'd rather have steel spaghetti, because you know what? Maybe that's the final form of me becoming super Italian.
Steel spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
But yeah, that was a weird one because it was the options were both just basically, hey,
which form of metal would you rather consume?
Yeah, and which will most likely kill you. So are we in the final chapter of the Would You Rather book?
Do we need to buy J-Rog a new book?
Is there a second edition?
Oh, but okay. Back onto the Discord.
Yeah, because we're also done on Blue Sky now. We exhausted our options over there.
Okay. Message received asks,
what's
your...
Okay. Yeah, continue.
What's your musical guilty pleasure?
I will. The good news is I have finally gotten over Nightcore. I don't really listen to too much Nightcore anymore. I know, thank you. I don't think you can count classical music as a guilty pleasure.
No, that's refined and cultured.
Yeah. Probably.
See,
so
I was going to ask. Oh yeah. I was going to ask the qualifier. When you say musical guilty pleasure, do you mean if it's a musical that you have a guilty pleasure of enjoying, or is it a musical concept?
I have the feeling the latter, because otherwise it would be like, I mean, a musical can be your musical guilty pleasure.
There are some musicals that I am not proud of liking as much as I do. I unironically have songs from Starlight Express in my playlist for workouts. Do I think Starlight Express is a good musical?
Oh, Odie says it's the latter. What was the latter? The
musical
latter
concept. Like Nightcore and stuff.
Oh, okay. So not just musicals. Which
yeah,
probably
musical...
we could also answer, since we both like musicals.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Starlight Express,
Just your musicals.
I can't help it. I love the camp of it. I love the thought that there's a non-zero chance I can go see this musical and someone breaks their leg.
That is a very specific pleasure you guiltily get out of it.
Shut up. You like Cats, unironically. A musical that is all introductions and no story.
The stage show, not the movie, just to clarify that.
It's still all introductions and no story. Like, outside of good costumes and good sounding music, the musical is a nothing production.
I mean, so is the thing it's based on.
That is true. That book was nothing. I mean, wasn't it like a book of poems or something like that?
Yeah, exactly. It's I believe some of the yes, I have the DVD and I watched it a bazillion times.
But yes, I mean, it can't be a guilty pleasure if you don't feel guilty about liking it. So do you have one that actually is a guilty pleasure?
Like are we back on musicals or on just type of music?
I'm asking musicals because I don't have a
Musicals.
musical concept of a guilty pleasure.
A
I'm
guilt-
fairly proud of the type of things I like. I have a very eclectic taste in music.
specifically a musical guilty
You
pleasure.
can just say an artist or song. Again, I don't really have a guilty pleasure to artists that I like. But musicals, I definitely have guilty pleasures because then you put narratives with it.
I'm trying to remember like lots of stuff since I also listen to a lot of Spotify these days during work. But there are some things that are I'm getting a lot more into. Can a singular song? But it's a banger. It's a banger. Diggy Diggy Hole is a banger.
Diggy Diggy Hole is not a guilty pleasure. How dare you?
Exactly. It's a banger. So this one doesn't count either. But yeah, I also wasn't aware that
pleasure song.
The Percy Jackson musical. I didn't know that either. You probably did.
Oh yes, The Lightning Thief.
I mean,
because of course I know this.
Okay, everybody is agreeing that Diggy Diggy Hole is a fantastic thing.
Yes, I don't. Yeah. So no, I'm going to my YouTube music to be like, what's something that is popping up as a listen again thing that is just like that I feel guilty about. Let's see. Okay, I mean, I have something that I shouldn't feel guilty about.
Okay, but you do.
So I have a playlist that is all the soundtrack singles from the each Despicable Me movie. Because, unironically, Pharrell, for some reason, just makes really good music for the Despicable Me movies. Because Happy is a good song. And, like, I really like Double Life from Despicable Me 4, and I think that the Hug Me song that he did with Trey Parker for Despicable Me 3 is really funny. I don't like the fact that these things were all in my top played rap thing from last year. So there you go. There's my despicable guilty pleasure.
True, it literally is. Where's my? Oh, there are my playlists. Okay. So
do not say that the only good thing to come from Pharrell is tacky. That is an insult to Pharrell.
Wait, which direction is new? So this is. I have music playlists. Where are they? That is weird. Well, I guess I let my ones on. Oh, okay. Here's one. Here's one that I legitimately love, which is technically probably not really that good. Are you aware of the? I don't even know the Hugh Grant, Drew Barrymore music movie from something and lyrics. I believe something.
Yes.
Oh, that's of course About That Song. Does About That Song count as a guilty pleasure? Because I also would say it's a legit banger.
Yeah.
But no, Hearts and Lyrics or something.
It's music and lyrics.
It's music and lyrics.
2007.
Yeah, music and lyrics. And the thing is that Hugh Grant basically plays an has been 80s star. And they reproduced as a big open as an introduction to the movie. They produced an actually 80s style music video with an aged down Hugh Grant, and it says "Pop Goes My Heart," and it's like it's so 80s. I love it. I guess I linked the "Pop Goes My Heart" video down below.
That's fucking great. That's great. I love that. But there you go. There's your answer, Odie. There, we've exposed our. You know what? But they're not guilty pleasures because I feel no shame. I'm happy, and you're not.
The song is a banger, and Cats is also fun. So take that, guys.
And so is Starlight Express.
But yeah, I'm so done with questions. Do we have some answers?
We do have some answers.
We have some answers. Oh boy.
Do you want to pick one? Because there is one where you are the answer.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, by Devil is in the detailed prints. So the answer to the question is Ayn Wye Max. He has that sense of timing and repertoire to just make things play out as he sees fit. And if you give him even an inch, he will stretch it out and make it work. That usually does not describe me well. Is he completely sarcastic, or are we talking about?
I have two guesses.
Because normally I'm the one who runs a joke into the ground. I don't have formidable timing. So yeah, what is your guess?
It's either like, I was gonna say maybe something ridiculous like this is who is more likely to become a megalomaniac if you give them the power to. But no, I'm gonna go with my other guess, which is who would be the worst person to bring to an improv class?
But then he just has a sense of timing and repertoire to just make things play out as he sees fit. Normally it will, especially on AWKWARDCast, unless he is just sarcastic. Unless he is just completely...
unless it's the thing of like he's like which one of the two between you and I is most likely to like run out a bit or do a bit that would last the entire show or something like that.
I mean, this would still fit because Odie jumped in and gave also an answer and was like, my answer, me. So it's not limited to the two of us.
I think that this means that it would be who is the most likely to run a bit dry. Because, Odie's been doing the bit of changing their name to an overtly personal in-joke that we're not a part of for years.
By the way, Odie, how is the compilation video coming along? I believe there was at least one of them. I believe he actually released one compilation video of you reading out names. But I don't think it was all of them yet.
But yes,
He will stretch it out and make it work. Will I make it work a bit or a joke? I mean, it's a coin toss.
But that's why I was also thinking of like something like worst person to bring to an improv thing, because making it play out your way is not how you do improv. Yes and.
Not to mention that if Awkward has proven anything over years, that I really, really suck at improv.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm like, whoa, that's a phenomenal idea. I cannot come up with anything. That is basically my stick.
It's just the thing of like, I'm kind of like, what do you... Or like, maybe it's like, who out of the two makes the most awkward, like, FMK answers?
Oh, that could be. This is specifically about FMK. It just seems the timing and repertoire. Where's timing and repertoire? In what do I have timing and repertoire?
I guess picking like, because you do say some vile things sometimes with your fuck answers.
I think give him an inch. Oh no! I say it's a kind of the opposite of what you assumed. It's who says the says the most cancelable shit.
Oh.
And the most cancelable shit. Odie might say me about himself, but who says the dumbest, most cancelable statements? Max. He just has the sense of timing and repertoire to just make things play out as he sees fit.
We're missing the tone with saying this answer. And if you
give him an itch, he will stretch it out and make it work. So it's not complete irony, but it's like, oh, he will get to the point and dig his own grave and invite everybody.
I think that's a really good guess. And I would also answer you. I think out of the two of us, you say worse things. I just say things that are more culpable because I work on the internet, and if I ever need to get a real life job, this is not a good background check. You have a separation of your personal and business life, so and you have seniority.
So
you can't get fired for what you say here.
And apparently, according to my boss, within Germany, in my profession, I am probably, as far as German natives go, probably among the top 10% of people in the entire nation. Because usually all the experts have to be imported from other countries.
Well, there you go. But no, for the sake of having a variety, I'm going to say that I think it is like, who out of the two hosts gives the most vile, awkward FMK answers.
Okay. Specifically, you go about FMK, I go about saying stuff that...
Let's go back with tone here.
Yeah. No. I'm just clarifying what our guesses are. Your guess is about FMK. My guess was about cancelable shit.
Yes.
Now let's see what the question was.
What's the question?
Who amongst your friend group would be the one most likely to make things so awkward, even if the situation doesn't warrant it? Yeah. I guess this time I was closer with my answer. I didn't nail it.
You were closer, for better or for worse. You were closer, and I can't say I disagree with the answer. I mean, may I share one of my new favorite things of Max being a professional wet blanket?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, so cause for my birthday we're going to New York, and I was like, I've never been to a Broadway show, so I was asking Max, hey, if we were to go to a show, which one would you rather want to go to, Aladdin or Little Shop of Horrors? Does he answer with which one he would rather go to, audience?
But Broadway shows are so expensive.
Yes, but I'm going to pay for it. He didn't do the hand thing, but the noise indicates the motion. But little did we know at the time is that my friend works for the Broadway show that we're going to, so I get the tickets for cheap.
Well
but
played.
no,
well
it's a correct answer. Good job, Enigma. You answered correctly.
We don't even have anything to add to it. We got close enough with the question, and yeah. If only we would have more answers to question.
We do!
What a twist! I didn't know that.
Message received, answered, Steven Universe. It's harder when it's just one thing.
Give at least a little bit of a flavor text surrounding it.
Okay, but Steven Universe. Okay, so obviously it is a selection kind of thing. Like, what is this thing? So
name the
I'm gonna
X.
say, name the X. Like, name a show. Name a show that was able to go from episodic to serialized. Well,
okay, that's a good one where Steven Universe would be a valid answer.
Or the opposite, where it was like, what is a show that only got good when it got serialized? Because some people would also say Steven Universe.
Now, here's a question. Do we know... the question to us, how well we know Odie. Does Odie like Steven Universe?
I think he does. I've never heard him say a bad thing about it.
Because otherwise I could imagine that he's maybe asking about what is an overrated show. That depends on how you think.
That could. But I mean, that can also be true. But
I mean, you can still like it and just not buy into the hype.
Yeah, I mean, there's also the thing of to psychoanalyze the Catman. Odie also likes being a sad boy sometimes. So maybe it's like, what's a show that seems lighthearted and then gets you really emotional in the same breath? Because Steven Universe also does that. So What is a happy show that makes you cry?
A happy show that makes you cry. Okay. That's a good interpretation. Okay, what could be mine? Oh, Keith's cheating.
I am not cheating.
Wait, you nailed it? Did you nail it?
Wait, he deleted his messages.
Yeah, he deleted his message. I guess you nailed it. Oh.
do I reveal what the question was?
Let me still try to come up with an alternative.
Give a guess. Maybe you're closer.
Yeah, let me come up with an alternative question to his answer. Okay, let's assume that that Odie is not considering it an overrated show. So what is another aspect that where Steven Universe is the answer? Like, you ask, the answer is Steven Universe.
A show that got like
musical guilty pleasure.
Music.
Callback. What else?
A show that got like kind of ruined by people by the hatedom of it, because people were like, there were so many people that were like, I don't want to watch Steven Universe because everyone fucking shits on it. And then they finally watch it and they're like, oh, it's good.
Which show managed to sneakily get the best fuck you to LGBT adaptations around the globe in? Because the fucking
Ruby in the dress. They couldn't make her a boy.
Not anymore.
I'm trying to think. Is there a show that like was able? I mean, I guess Luce and Amity, because like they had multiple on-screen kisses.
Yeah, but they this was less of a through the. I mean, they just played it. They just went with it, but they didn't give this kind of like FU where they knew that it was in other countries adapted, where they just turned Ruby into a guy so that it can be a straight couple and the evil gays are not there, and then fucking them over being like, look who's wearing the dress now at the wedding. While
that is a true point. I don't think I can say. I don't think there's one that's that did that kind of fuck you where you literally can't. Because even in other dubs for Owl House, they're like, Amity, would you like to go and travel with me? Instead of Amity, will you go out with me?
Oh.
I know it's hilarious, but I guess Steven Universe also fits that answer.
Okay, now let's see the question.
The question was, what's a cartoon that goes from 0 to existential in minutes that you love to watch? So I wasn't completely correct.
Yeah.
I said a happy show that makes you cry, which I feel like the stream latency was like, oh, she peaked, and then I said that, and then he deleted his comments. It's like, no, she didn't get it.
That could also be. But yeah, a show that goes from what was it, to existential?
0 to existential.
There was something else. Isn't there something else that we recently watched where it's also like,
Moon Girl.
Moon Girl?
Because that episode ended. The episode ended with like the mom just being totally emotionally distant from her now, which is like, there were a lot of things that ended with that we've been watching. That's
maybe even Shy, the anime, because it has a pretty happy-go-lucky kind of tone, and then suddenly, the background of this villain is that she got killed by being pushed during a robbery, being pushed into an icy river, and died horribly before ever making up with her daughter. What?
I mean, even Ladybug, like one of the most recent episode we watched was like, oh wow, like, yeah, Sabrina's just kind of miserable and alone now, and everyone treats her like shit. Oops. But yeah. But no, from 0 to exit. I mean, BoJack is always an example too of like, I mean, like, the planetarium episode was just like, oh, cool, Bender. Oh, cringe. Dead. So, like, 0 to existential. Whether I say that I love watching BoJack is a strong choice of words. I enjoyed BoJack as much as you can enjoy a show like that. But there you go.
And I just realized we just went through all our questions, and we don't really have a good one left to create an outro.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's awkward.
Ayn Wye and Key say hi to the people in the chat. The memes are seen on this live stream as they talk about random grabs. Time for awkward guests. It's the awkward. Random guests and funny gags on the awkward guests. It's the awkward. Artwork and analysis which you do not want to miss on awkward.